Hi guys, today is Christmas Day. I wanted to make a quick update though, nothing really has changed since the last video. It's just something that I've noticed over the last few days, I think, and it's what I'm going to call dysphoria creep. The best way I can describe it is that now that I'm less self-conscious about my voice, I'm starting to become more self-conscious about things that didn't used to bother me so much before. Mainly the fact that the testosterone hasn't changed my face yet, and that was partly because yesterday I was looking through some old photos and I saw some photos of myself from a couple of years ago, and I compared them with the photos from when I just started testosterone photos now, and the only real difference is the weight that I've put on or lost over the space of that time. But looking back at myself and seeing someone undeniably female was quite stressful, and realising when I compare the photos that I haven't really changed that much is also quite stressful. But I'm passing about 80% of the time, 90% of the time purely because of my voice, so I'm happy about that, but at the same time getting a little bit stressed out about the other things that aren't going to change quite so quickly. I'm not unrealistic about my expectations, I think. I think my voice will continue to change a bit. It keeps going up and down. It's quite low just now, but it was a bit higher earlier today, and it was higher yesterday, and it was deeper yesterday morning, and so on, so it's not really that predictable, but I'm kind of hoping maybe in about 2 or 3 months' time I'll start to see some definite changes to my face. In the last video I was mentioning that I was worried about when my period was going to happen, and it happened. It wasn't very heavy, it was a lot lighter than it usually was, but it was about as uncomfortable as always, and just the fact that I hadn't even thought about it and then it happened, I guess I almost forgot that they happen, so it was quite stressful when that happened because I was kind of caught off guard, didn't have anything with me, and it's just that feeling of something being inside me that I just don't want. Like fucking alien chest bursters and all that. I just want it gone. Same with my chest. The more I feel comfortable in my skin, the less I like the parts of it that just don't match. I can bind quite well, so that's fine. I'm not really that stressed out because I don't have a partner and I've not really got any interest in getting one, so there's no real danger of anyone seeing anything like down there, but it would be quite nice, for summer days to be able to take my fucking shirt off, but I guess that'll come in time. My weight's gone up as well since the last 3 or 4 months. It's gone up from about 10.5 stone to 11.5 stone, so I'm now in the BMI bracket of overweight. I don't really know how much of that is muscle because I honestly haven't been working out that hard. So I guess a little bit of it might be muscle, but most of it is just my crap diet, and I'm noticing some weight getting put on around my stomach here. So last year and the year before that, for a couple of months, I did the keto diet, which is kind of similar to paleo. It's a very, very low carb diet, and I lost quite a lot of weight just over quite a short space of time doing that. So I'm going to, I've already started, but I'm going to keep this going till ideally after my next shot in the pedo at the end of January, and see if that makes much of a difference. Because I don't really know how I should be, kind of dieting along with the hormones that I'm taking, because I don't really know what the results are going to be to my metabolism or my body and all that, including the way that since I'm now on T I have to watch, for example, things that might give me high blood pressure or general lack of health that guys have to watch. But I've been put onto the NHS. I've got an appointment in the NHS for the 9th of January. They told me that I wasn't going to get seen until March, but they were obviously lying because I put my name down last March when it was a 10-month wait. So I've now got my appointment for the 9th of January, so I'll ask a few questions there. The last thing I can kind of think of is that I tend to get quite depressed through winter. I don't know if they call it winter blues, I call it winter, fuck this, I'm going back to bed. But I can feel that beginning to kick in, And I don't know whether it's because I'm about 2/3 of the way through my last tea shot or if it's just my usual hatred of winter. But last year it was really, really bad. I just kind of split up with the only girlfriend I'd ever had in November that year. So it lasted through until about February or March before it started to lift. So I'm hoping it's not quite that bad this time, but I don't know whether next time I get a shot of tea it'll change that. I don't know if it was something to do with my hormones or what, because I never went to the doctor about it. I've never had any diagnosis of depression or anything. It was just that yearly shit through Christmas and New Year and through into the most horrible months of the year. But I don't know, we'll find out when that happens. But I've got to go off to my parents for a Christmas dinner today, so I'm going to cut this off now. And I hope you'll have a good Christmas. I'll speak to you in the new year.